Hola y bienvenidos a Uplingua, Día 3. Hello and welcome to Uplingua, Spanish Challenge, Day 3. Let's get started with a general rule. IST words in English or words ending in IST generally become words ending in ISTA in Spanish. So IST becomes ISTA. Well, let's look at a few examples. Optimist becomes optimista. Optimist becomes optimista. Optimista. Pianist becomes pianista. Pianista. Pianist becomes pianista. Dentist becomes dentista. Dentista. Dentist becomes dentista. Now on to our next rule. OUS words or words ending in OUS become words ending in OSO in Spanish. So OUS translates to OSO. Famous becomes famoso. The issue here and the reason why you see an A behind it is, remember, the O is generally masculine and the A is generally feminine. So while the general rule is OUS words convert to OSO words, you have to keep gender in mind. So here we have Marilyn Monroe. Ella era una mujer muy famosa. She was a very famous woman. So the famous would take a female or feminine gender based on the fact that it's descriptive of a female person. So the word would be famosa. If we were talking about a famous male, then the descriptor would be famoso, ending in O. Glorious becomes glorioso. Glorioso. Glorious becomes glorioso. Words ending in IC in English become words ending in ICO in Spanish. IC translates to ICO. Romantic becomes romantico. Romantico. Romantic becomes romantico. Atlantic becomes Atlantico. Atlantico. Atlantic becomes Atlantico. Magic becomes mágico. Mágico. Magic becomes mágico. Now, words ending in ENT become words ending in ENTE. So ENT in English converts to Spanish by adding an E. Independent becomes independiente. Independiente. Independent becomes independiente. Intelligent becomes inteligente. Inteligente. Intelligent becomes inteligente. Client becomes cliente. Cliente. The word client becomes cliente. Our next rule is MENT words in English, or words ending in MENT become MENTO words in Spanish, so we're simply adding an O. Procurement becomes procuramento. Procuramento. Procurement becomes procuramento. Implement becomes implemento. Implemento. Implement becomes implemento. Now, words ending in ANT in English become words ending in ANTE in Spanish, so we're adding an E to ANT. Abundant becomes abundante. Abundant becomes abundante. Abundante. Elegant becomes elegante. Elegante. Elegant becomes elegante. Okay, it's conversation time. Let's get going into listening in on a very simple conversation. Al día siguiente, día de la cita para comer, la persona va a tomar un taxi al restaurante. Al día siguiente, the following day, día de la cita para comer, the day of the lunch meeting, la persona va a tomar un taxi al restaurante. The person is taking a taxi to the restaurant. Now, if we look at restaurant, restaurante, it follows one of the rules that we previously discussed. Words ending in ANT become words ending in ANTE. So we simply add an E to the English word to make it a Spanish word. Taxi is very simple because it's the same exact word in English as it is in Spanish. Person is also following one of the rules that we've previously discussed, or that is ON words. You simply add an A2 at the end, so person becomes persona. Hola, buenas tardes. Hola, as you remember, is hello. Buenas tardes. Buenas is good. Tardes is afternoon. So we're saying here, hello, good afternoon. Hola, buenas tardes. Buenas tardes, señor. ¿A dónde? Buenas tardes. We know that's good afternoon. Señor is sir. ¿A dónde? Or where? So in essence, the cab driver is responding, good afternoon, sir. Where to? Al restaurante tailandés en la esquina de la calle principal y la avenida del centro. Al restaurante is the restaurant, to the restaurant. Tailandés is Thai. En la esquina, at the corner. De is of. La calle principal, Main Street. Y avenida del centro, and Central Avenue. Giro a la derecha o la izquierda en la calle principal. Do I turn right or left when I reach Main Street? Giro a la derecha. Giro is turn. A la derecha. Derecha is right. O, which is or, a la izquierda, to the left, en la calle principal, on Main Street. Gira a la izquierda en el banco de la calle Main. Gira a la izquierda, turn left, en el banco at the bank de la calle Main, on Main Street. ¿Es el banco del edificio rojo? ¿Es el banco del edificio rojo? ¿Es el banco, is it the bank, del edificio rojo, in the red building? Rojo is red, edificio is building. Banco is bank. ¿Es el banco, is it the bank, del edificio rojo, in the red building? Sí, es exactamente. Sí is yes. Es exactamente. Exactamente is relatively straightforward. We can extract exact from that word, and that's exactly what it means. It means yes, exactly. De acuerdo. Pónganos en marcha. De acuerdo. That's right. Or I agree. Pongámonos en marcha. Let's get going. El restaurante está aquí, a la derecha. The restaurant is here, on the right. El restaurante is the restaurant. Está aquí is here, a la derecha, on the right. De acuerdo. Pararé aquí. Agreed. I'll stop here. De acuerdo is agreed. Pararé aquí. Pararé is I will stop. Aquí is here. ¿Cuánto cuesta la tarifa? What's the bill? ¿Cuánto is how much? Cuesta, cost. La tarifa is the bill. ¿Cuánto cuesta la tarifa? How much is the bill? Son $12. Son That'll be 12 is 12, as you can see here, and dólares is dollars. Son $12. That'll be $12. Okay, now let's hear you repeat some of these statements. Hola, buenas tardes. Give it a try and repeat. Hola, buenas tardes. Buenas tardes, señor. ¿A dónde? Let's try repeating. Buenas tardes, señor. ¿A dónde? Al restaurante tailandés en la esquina de la calle principal y la avenida del centro. Let's try repeating. Al restaurante tailandés en la esquina de la calle principal y la avenida del centro. Giro a la derecha o a la izquierda en la calle principal. Let's try repeating that. Giro a la derecha o a la izquierda en la calle principal. Gira a la izquierda en el banco de la calle Main. Let's repeat that. Gira a la izquierda en el banco de la calle Main. Es el banco del edificio rojo. Let's try repeating that. Es el banco del edificio rojo. Now it's your turn to respond. Let's have you choose the appropriate response based on the prompt. Hola, buenas tardes. What is the appropriate response here? We have three choices. Our first choice is Hoy es martes. Second choice is Buenas tardes, señor. ¿A dónde? And finally, Vamos a ver una película. What was the response in our prior script? If you chose Buenas tardes, señor. ¿A dónde? You would be correct. The cab driver responded to the greeting Hola, buenas tardes with saying Buenas tardes, señor. ¿A dónde? Or where? Good afternoon, sir. Where to? The other two options are Hoy es martes, which is today is Tuesday. It wouldn't necessarily be a great response to hi, good afternoon. The final one, Vamos a ver una película. Let's go see a movie. That would also not be a great response to Hola, buenas tardes. Our next prompt is al restaurante tailandés en la esquina de la calle principal y la avenida del centro. What was the appropriate response based on the script? Option 1, me llamo Carlos. Option 2, mi perro se comió mi tarea. Or option 3, giro a la derecha o a la izquierda en la calle principal. Choose the best option here based on the prior script. The correct response would have been giro a la derecha o a la izquierda en la calle principal, or do I make a right or a left on Main Street? The other two responses would have not been equally as appropriate. The first, me llamo Carlos, is my name's Carlos. Option 2, mi perro se comió mi tarea. My dog ate my homework. Neither of those two options would be appropriate responses to al restaurante tailandés en la esquina de la calle principal y la avenida del centro, which is to the Thai restaurant on the corner of Main Street and Central Avenue. Next prompt. Gira a la izquierda en el banco de la calle Main. What is the appropriate response to that prompt? The first one, La rosa es bonita. The second, es el banco del edificio rojo. Or the third, me gustan los colores verde y amarillo. Choose what you think is the best response based on the prior script. The appropriate response was the second, es el banco del edificio rojo. Is it the bank in the red building? Gira a la izquierda en el banco de la calle Main. Make a left at the bank on Main Street. And the responses, es el banco del edificio rojo. Is it the bank at the red building? The other two options would not have been equally as correct. The first option, la rosa es bonita, the rose is pretty, would not have been an appropriate response to the prompt. And finally, the third option, me gustan los colores verde y amarillo. I like the colors green and yellow. Clearly, that's a true statement. If you look at these responses, they're all green and yellow, but it's not an appropriate response to the question of gira a la izquierda en el banco de la calle Main, which the appropriate response based on the prior script would have been, es el banco del edificio rojo, or is it the bank in the red building? Now it's your turn to repeat. Sí, es exactamente. Sí, es exactamente. Let's try to repeat. Sí, es exactamente. De acuerdo. Pongámonos en marcha. Let's try repeating. De acuerdo. Pongámonos en marcha. El restaurante está aquí, a la derecha. El restaurante está aquí, a la derecha. Let's try repeating that. El restaurante está aquí, a la derecha. De acuerdo. Pararé aquí. Let's try repeating that. De acuerdo. Pararé aquí. ¿Cuánto cuesta la tarifa? Let's try repeating that. ¿Cuánto cuesta la tarifa? Son $12. Let's try repeating. Son $12. Now let's go back to the prompts and have you respond based on the prior script. Sí, es exactamente. What is the response based on the script? First option, de acuerdo, pongámonos en marcha. Second option, el escritorio está en la habitación. Third option, puedo tomar una manzana. Which option do you think is the best response based on the prior script? The best option would have been the first option, de acuerdo, pongámonos en marcha. Agreed, let's get going. Or agreed, let's go. El escritorio está en la habitación translates into the desk is in the bedroom. Puedo tomar una manzana? May I have an apple? Neither of those two would seem appropriate responses based on the prior script. El restaurante está aquí, a la derecha, which is the appropriate response based on the prior script. 1. Hay uno o dos libros en la mesa. Option 2. La playa está a la derecha. Or option 3. De acuerdo, pararé aquí. Which do you think is the best response based on the prior script? The best response would be the third option, de acuerdo, pararé aquí. El restaurante está aquí, a la izquierda. De acuerdo, pararé aquí. The restaurant's here on the right. Agreed, I'll stop here. The other two options, hay uno o dos libros en la mesa. There are one or two books on the table. Or, la playa está a la derecha. The beach is on the right. Don't seem to be appropriate responses to el restaurante está aquí a la derecha, which means the restaurant's here on the right. ¿Cuánto cuesta la tarifa? ¿Cuánto cuesta la tarifa? What is the best response based on the prior script? Option 1, el cielo es azul. Option 2, 10 cerdos en una granja. Or option 3, son $12. Choose what you think is the best response based on the prior script. The best response would be son $12. ¿Cuánto cuesta la tarifa? Son $12. How much is the bill? That'll be $12. That would be the best response based on the prior script. The other two options, el cielo es azul, the sky is blue, or 10 cerdos en una granja, 10 pigs on a farm, would not seem to be very good responses to cuánto cuesta la tarifa or how much is the bill, unless you're exchanging a cab ride for 10 pigs, that is. Wow, you did a great job. Don't forget to join us on uplingua.com. Time to start your next conversation. No te olvides montarse en la plataforma uplingua.com.